Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there, or struggled to recall the name of someone you've known for years? These moments can be unsettling, especially as we age. But what if I told you that these memory lapses are not just random, that there are clear, identifiable causes behind them, and in many cases, they can be improved or even reversed? In today's video, I'm going to reveal the 10 most common causes of memory loss in aging, and what you can do starting today to protect and even rebuild your mental clarity. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also share something that very few people know, a 7-second ritual you can do at home to help recover the sharp memory you had at 20. I'll leave the video about this ritual right below in the description and in the first pinned comment. Our memory is the essence of who we are. It holds our experiences, our relationships, our emotions. Yet millions of people around the world, especially after the age of 50, begin to experience early signs of dementia, brain fog, or even the first signs of Alzheimer's disease without realizing it. According to the Alzheimer's Association, 1 in 9 adults over 65 will develop some form of dementia, and the numbers continue to rise each year. But here's the truth most people don't know. Memory loss is not always a natural part of aging. It's a warning sign, your brain's way of asking for help. You see, our brain is like a garden. Every thought, every memory, every emotion is a plant growing inside it. When we stop watering it, when we neglect sleep, nutrition, and emotional balance, the garden begins to dry out. But the good news is, even a neglected garden can bloom again when given the right care. And that's what we're going to explore today. Let's begin with the first major cause of memory loss in aging: chronic stress. When your body is under constant stress, it releases cortisol, the stress hormone that, in high levels, literally shrinks the hippocampus, the area of your brain responsible for forming and retrieving memories. Many people who feel foggy, distracted, or forgetful aren't necessarily showing signs of Alzheimer's disease yet. They're simply living in a constant state of mental overload. If you've ever felt that your head is filled with static, like a radio between stations, that's brain fog caused by stress. The solution begins with calming the nervous system. Simple breathing exercises, gentle walks, or even listening to relaxing music can lower cortisol levels. And as you reduce stress, you'll notice your ability to focus and recall details improving dramatically. The second cause is lack of quality sleep. Sleep is not just rest. It's the time when your brain literally washes itself. During deep sleep, your brain clears out toxic proteins like beta amyloid, which is closely linked to Alzheimer's disease. When you sleep less than 7 hours a night or wake up repeatedly, those toxins accumulate, leading to memory loss, brain fog, and even mood swings. That's why many people who feel mentally exhausted are not actually tired. Their brains are simply overloaded with waste that hasn't been cleaned out. Try establishing a consistent bedtime routine. Avoid screens 1 hour before bed and make your room completely dark. You'll be amazed at how quickly your memory sharpens when your brain gets the deep rest it craves. Now, the third cause is something most people never suspect: poor nutrition. Your brain runs on nutrients just like your heart or muscles do. Deficiencies in omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins, especially B12, vitamin D, and magnesium can severely affect your ability to think clearly and remember information. A diet high in sugar and processed foods also causes inflammation that damages neurons, the brain cells responsible for storing memories. This is one reason many experts believe there's a strong connection between insulin resistance and Alzheimer's disease. In fact, some researchers now call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. The practical step here is simple. Fill your plate with colorful vegetables, healthy fats like olive oil and avocados, and high-quality protein. Your brain thrives on these nutrients. As you can see, the first 3 causes, stress, poor sleep, and bad nutrition, are all deeply connected. When one is out of balance, the others follow. And once that happens, you start to experience what many call mental fog, fuzzy brain, or foggy mind symptoms. The world feels a bit less sharp, your focus fades, and you begin to wonder if this is just aging. But it's not inevitable. The brain is remarkably adaptable. It can regenerate and heal itself when given the right tools. By the way, if you've ever wondered whether it's possible to bring back the clear, sharp memory you had years ago, the answer is yes. There's a simple 7-second ritual you can do at home that's designed to help activate your brain's natural ability to restore lost connections. I'll leave a link to that special video below the description and in the first comment. Make sure to watch it after this one, because it may completely change the way you think about memory loss. Now, before we move on, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like your thoughts are slower lately, or that you read something and can't remember it minutes later? If so, leave a quick yes in the comments. You're not alone, and acknowledging it is the first step toward reclaiming your clarity. In the next part, we'll go deeper into other causes of memory decline, including silent ones like medication side effects, lack of mental stimulation, and even dehydration that quietly sabotage brain health without most people realizing it. Another powerful and often overlooked cause of memory loss in aging is medication side effects. Many people are shocked to learn that some of the most common prescription drugs, including sleeping pills, antidepressants, antihistamines, and even certain medications for blood pressure, can interfere with how your brain stores and retrieves information. These drugs affect neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, which play a critical role in memory formation. When that balance is disrupted, it can lead to short-term memory lapses, confusion, or what many describe as mental fog. If you've noticed that your memory or focus worsened after starting a new medication, it's worth discussing with your doctor. Never stop on your own, but do ask if there are alternatives with fewer cognitive side effects. Sometimes even small adjustments can bring incredible clarity back to your mind. The fifth major cause is dehydration. It might sound simple, but your brain is about 75% water, and even mild dehydration can cause brain fog, fatigue, and short-term memory problems. When you're not drinking enough fluids, the brain's electrical signals slow down. That's why older adults who forget to hydrate often feel disoriented or dizzy. Imagine your brain as a high-performance engine. Water is the oil that keeps it running smoothly. Try drinking a full glass of water in the morning before coffee, and keep a bottle near you throughout the day. You'll notice how much clearer your thinking becomes in just a few days. Now, let's talk about something that surprises many people: lack of mental stimulation. Your brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens. Watching too much TV, staying in the same routines, and avoiding new challenges can actually accelerate cognitive decline. Studies show that people who engage their minds regularly by reading, learning new skills, or even playing instruments have a lower risk of developing dementia and Alzheimer's disease. The good news? You don't need to solve complex math problems. Simple things like learning a few words in a new language, playing a memory game, or doing puzzles can spark neural activity and strengthen connections between brain cells. It's like opening new roads in your mental map. The seventh cause is social isolation. Humans are social beings, and our brains thrive on connection. When people spend too much time alone, their risk of memory loss, depression, and even dementia rises dramatically. Loneliness affects brain chemistry in ways similar to chronic stress. If you've ever noticed how talking to a friend can suddenly lift your energy or make your thoughts feel clearer, that's your brain coming alive again through connection. So, make it a goal to reach out. Call a family member, join a group, or simply talk to a neighbor. These small interactions can protect your memory more than you realize. Let's move on to the eighth cause: lack of physical activity. Exercise doesn't just strengthen your muscles, it also boosts blood flow to the brain. When you move your body, you deliver more oxygen and nutrients to brain cells, which helps them grow and communicate. Sedentary lifestyles, on the other hand, reduce this flow, leading to mental sluggishness and increased risk of diseases like vascular dementia and Alzheimer's. Even light activity, such as walking for 20 minutes a day, can stimulate brain function and improve focus. The key is consistency. Think of it as daily maintenance for your memory. Before we go further, let me remind you, if you've been feeling like your mind isn't as sharp as it used to be, there's hope. You don't have to accept brain fog, amnesia, or short-term memory loss as part of aging. There's a simple ritual, just 7 seconds a day, that's been helping many people restore their memory naturally from home. I'll leave that special video linked below in the description and in the first comment, so you can watch it right after this one. Now let's discuss a big one, chronic inflammation. Scientists are discovering that inflammation is one of the main drivers behind many brain disorders, including Alzheimer's disease, frontotemporal dementia, and vascular dementia. When inflammation becomes chronic, it damages the protective barrier around the brain and triggers the buildup of toxic proteins. This is what leads to that foggy mind feeling, forgetfulness, and in some cases, early signs of dementia. You can reduce inflammation naturally through diet. Foods like berries, leafy greens, turmeric, olive oil, and fatty fish help lower inflammation and protect neurons. Avoid processed foods and refined sugars. They act like gasoline on a fire. Another subtle yet serious factor is hormonal imbalance, especially in women during menopause and in men as testosterone levels decline. Hormones like estrogen and testosterone play a big role in cognitive function and emotional stability. When these drop, people often report fuzzy thinking, lack of memory, and difficulty concentrating. If you suspect this might be affecting you, talk to your healthcare provider about checking your hormone levels. Natural treatments, diet adjustments, and lifestyle changes can help bring balance back. By now, you've seen how interconnected these causes are: stress, sleep, nutrition, medication, hydration, social life, hormones, all weaving together the story of how your memory changes with time. But there's still one more layer we need to explore: the hidden biological causes that can silently attack your brain's ability to remember, even if you're doing everything else right. That's what we'll uncover in the next part. And don't forget, at any point in life, your brain can renew itself. It's never too late. So if you've been wondering whether you can recover the mental sharpness of your 20s, there's real hope. The 7-second ritual I mentioned earlier is one of those powerful natural tools to help activate that healing process. Watch for it below this video after you finish. Now let's go deeper into the hidden biological causes that many people overlook, the ones silently eroding memory without obvious symptoms until it's too late. One of the most critical is poor blood circulation to the brain. Our brain depends on a constant flow of oxygen and nutrients carried by the blood. When arteries become stiff or narrowed, as often happens with age, it reduces that flow, starving brain cells of the fuel they need to communicate. This is one of the leading contributors to vascular dementia, a condition that mimics the memory loss seen in Alzheimer's disease. If you've ever felt lightheaded when standing up too fast, or notice moments of confusion after being inactive for a while, these may be signs of reduced brain circulation. The key to reversing this lies in gentle but regular movement, walking, stretching, or even breathing exercises. These improve oxygen delivery, nourish your brain cells, and help restore mental clarity. The next hidden cause is toxin accumulation. Over time, the body absorbs toxins from food preservatives, polluted air, heavy metals, and even certain household products. These toxins can cross the blood-brain barrier, causing inflammation and oxidative stress, which damage neurons and disrupt communication between them. It's like having static interference in your brain's electrical network. To help your brain detoxify, focus on hydration, fiber-rich foods, and natural detoxifiers like garlic, chlorella, and green leafy vegetables. These help flush toxins and reduce oxidative damage that leads to mental fog. The 10th cause is one that's increasingly common in the modern world: lack of purpose or emotional connection. It may sound surprising, but when people lose their sense of meaning, passion, or curiosity about life, their brains begin to slow down. Neurologists have observed that those who remain curious, creative, and emotionally engaged, whether through art, gardening, volunteering, or learning, maintain stronger cognitive function even into their 80s and 90s. The brain thrives on novelty and emotion. Every time you feel joy, excitement, or deep connection, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin that protect neurons and stimulate new connections. But when life becomes repetitive and emotionally flat, those protective chemicals decline, leaving the mind dull and disconnected. So, one of the most powerful ways to protect your memory is to rekindle curiosity. Ask questions, explore, connect. Before we continue, let's pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. If you've been feeling forgetful, foggy, or mentally tired, it's not your fault. The modern lifestyle pushes your brain to its limits. Too much stress, too little rest, too many processed foods, and not enough true connection. But your brain is not broken. It's simply asking for a reset. And that's exactly what the 7-second ritual I mentioned before helps you do. It's a simple at-home method designed to activate your brain's natural healing and restore the mental clarity you once had in your 20s. You'll find the link to that video right below this one, in the description and the first pinned comment. Let me share a quick story to bring this to life. I once met a woman in her early 60s who came to me worried she was developing dementia. She couldn't remember recent conversations, misplaced her keys daily, and even forgot to pay bills. She thought it was the beginning of Alzheimer's disease. But after a few simple changes, improving her sleep, drinking more water, reducing processed foods, and practicing a short daily brain ritual, within weeks, her clarity began to return. She started recalling names, remembering appointments, and feeling mentally awake again. It wasn't a miracle. It was her brain healing itself once the right conditions were in place. That's the message I want you to take away from this. Memory loss is not destiny. The human brain has an extraordinary ability called neuroplasticity, the power to form new connections, even in old age. It can recover from years of neglect when you feed it correctly, rest it properly, and protect it from toxins and inflammation. Every day you make a healthy choice. Sleeping better, eating clean, staying active, managing stress. You're literally rebuilding your memory. And while we often focus on diseases like Alzheimer's, Lewy body dementia, or frontotemporal dementia, it's important to remember that many people experiencing brain fog, lack of memory, or short-term memory loss are not dealing with these diseases yet. They're simply in the early stages of imbalance, stages that can be reversed. The difference between decline and recovery often comes down to awareness and daily action. When you feel a foggy head, can't recall what you read, or forget names, don't ignore it. These are your brain's gentle warnings, signs to slow down, rest, nourish, and reconnect. Think of it like hearing a whisper before a storm. If you listen early, you can prevent greater damage later. And here's one more thing. Never underestimate the power of emotional health. Chronic sadness, anxiety, or loneliness can drain brain energy just as much as poor nutrition or lack of sleep. If you've been feeling disconnected or overwhelmed, remember that your brain needs peace and positivity to heal. Meditation, nature walks, or even talking to loved ones can dramatically improve your mental focus and slow down memory decline. We've now covered all 10 major causes of memory loss and aging, from stress and poor sleep to toxins, hormones, and emotional disconnection. In the final part, we'll tie everything together. I'll help you visualize what your life can look like when your brain is restored, sharp, and full of vitality, and how to take the next step toward that transformation starting today. Now that we've explored the 10 main causes of memory loss and aging, let's bring everything together. And because understanding is only the first step, the real transformation happens when you begin to see what your life can become once your mind is clear again. Imagine waking up and remembering every detail of your morning routine without hesitation. You walk into a room and instantly recall why you're there. You meet an old friend and their name comes effortlessly to your lips. You feel focused, calm, and in control, like your mind is finally working with you again, not against you. That's what happens when your brain regains balance. And yes, it's absolutely possible, no matter your age. Many people think dementia, Alzheimer's disease, or chronic brain fog are inevitable, that losing memory is just part of getting older. But that's not true. Your brain can regenerate. It can create new neural pathways, strengthen old ones, and reverse much of the mental fog caused by poor circulation, stress, or inflammation. You can clear brain fog instantly by nourishing your brain with oxygen, hydration, and deep sleep. You can rebuild focus by calming your nervous system. You can boost recall by feeding your neurons the nutrients they crave. Every positive habit, every step you take rewires your brain toward clarity. And here's the most powerful truth. Your brain reflects your lifestyle. The same choices that help you think better also help you feel better. When you sleep deeply, your mood improves. When you eat clean, your energy rises. When you connect with others, your motivation grows. Slowly, the foggy mind symptoms, the fuzzy brain, and the short-term memory loss begin to fade. You start to feel like yourself again. Think for a moment about your future, 5, 10, even 20 years from now. What if your memory stayed sharp? What if you could recall every birthday, every conversation, every beautiful moment with your family? What if you could protect yourself from dementia and Alzheimer's and continue to live independently, free from confusion or fear of forgetting? That's the gift of caring for your brain today. The earlier you act, the stronger those neural connections become. You don't have to live with that constant feeling of mental fog. You don't have to accept forgetfulness as your new normal. Science now understands that the brain is far more resilient than anyone imagined. Even people with early signs of dementia have shown improvement with the right nutrition, stress management, and lifestyle changes. The key is consistency and belief. Belief that your brain can change because it can. If this message is resonating with you, I want you to know something. Your mind is still powerful. It just needs a spark to wake it up again. And that spark can be as simple as a 7-second ritual you can do at home. This short daily practice is designed to activate the brain's memory center and restore the same clarity and focus you had in your 20s. You'll find the link to that special video below in the description and the first pinned comment. Watch it after this video because it could be the most important thing you do for your brain this year. Before you go, let's quickly recap the most important points we covered today. Chronic stress releases cortisol that damages memory. Lack of sleep prevents the brain from clearing toxins like beta amyloid, leading to brain fog. Poor nutrition starves neurons of essential nutrients. Medications, dehydration, and hormonal imbalances can cloud mental clarity. Sedentary habits, social isolation, and chronic inflammation weaken brain function. And finally, toxins and emotional disconnection silently erode mental sharpness. But every one of these causes can be improved. Every one can be reversed with the right steps. You are not doomed to forget. You are capable of renewal. And that's what this channel is all about, helping you rediscover the power of your brain so you can live with purpose, confidence, and clarity again. If this video helped you, please take a moment to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Leave a comment below sharing which cause of memory loss surprised you the most. Your story might inspire someone else who's struggling right now. And share this video with a friend or loved one who has been complaining about forgetfulness or brain fog, because together we can help more people stay mentally strong and independent for years to come. Finally, if you want to take the next step, go watch the special video I mentioned. It reveals how to recover the memory of your 20s using a simple 7-second at-home ritual. The link is right below in the description and in the first pinned comment. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, your brain is your greatest gift. Protect it, feed it, and it will serve you beautifully for the rest of your life.